Welcome everyone back to the channel. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe. So for today's video, we're continuing the rest of the 2019 paper. You can look for part 4. That is the first part to this. This is going to be part 5. So you can follow them, search my channel, and you'll see part 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is going to be part 5, a continuation of the 2019 paper. Right, we're going through the multiple choice items, so we're going to continue from question 35. So let me begin to share the screen so we can begin at question 35. Yay. Starting at question 35. This computer is moving so slow. Why? I don't know. All right, it's taking some time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, remember again to like, share, and subscribe. So starting at number 35. All right, waiting for it. It's giving some problems, moving slow. All right, 35 says, the term labor force is best defined as all the persons who are A, under the age of retirement from work, B, qualified to work and are currently employed, C, qualified to work and are currently seeking employment, or D, employed and unemployed, qualified, willing, and able to work. So the labor force is all the persons who are at the working age, qualified, and willing to work. So the answer for 35 is D, employed and unemployed, qualified, willing, and able to work. So that's the answer for 35. 36, the concepts of push and pull are associated with A, the migration of people, B, unemployment patterns, C, the development of resources, or D, pollution of the environment. The answer for number 36 is A. Pull and push factors refer to the migration of people. Number 37 now. Which of the following factors would discourage emigration? That's EMI, emigration. A, high standard of living in the destination country. B, relaxed immigration laws in the destination country. Or C, availability of well-paid jobs in the country of origin. Or D, lack of economic opportunities in the country of origin. The answer for number 37 is C, availability of well-paid jobs in the country of origin, because remember that emigration is when you are leaving your country to go somewhere else. So you don't like the conditions in your country, so you're leaving. So the question is asking what would stop that or slow that down from happening. What would prevent that from happening is availability of well-paid jobs in the country of origin. Because if you have been a well-paid job in your country, it's highly unlikely that you're going to leave that to go somewhere else, right? Number 38 now, an example of intra-regional migration is the movement of people from A, Jamaica to the United States, B, the United States to Montserrat, C, Anguilla to the United Kingdom, or D, Trinidad and Tobago to St. Lucia. Intra-regional migration refers to moving from one place to another to live in your own geographic area. So that's only one example given there, and that is D, from Trinidad and Tobago to St. Lucia. That's an example of intra-regional migration. Number 39, healthy individuals are beneficial to a country's development because they are more likely to A, they are more likely to be A, less critical, B, satisfied and contented, C, self-sufficient and self-reliant, D, productive and effective workers. So the answer for number 39 is D, right? Healthy individuals are beneficial because they can be productive and effective workers. Very good so far. Number 40 now says, which of the following is most likely to result from rising levels of unemployment in a country? A, higher birth rate, B, increased emigration, C, more sporting activities, or D, increase in workers' salaries? The answer for number 40 is B, increased emigration. Remember, we say emigration is when you're leaving your country to go somewhere else to live, right? So if conditions are not favorable, right, you can't get any jobs you are going to want to leave to go somewhere else where you can get a job, right? Great. So number 41 now. Which of the following is not a reason for a government to develop the human resource potential of a country? So this is asking you to look for the one correct answer that is there. The one suggested answer is not a reason. The other three are reasons. So you have to pay attention to questions like this. Let's read the question again. 41 says, which of the following is not a reason for a government to develop the human resource potential of a country? Is it A, providing skilled and productive workers, B, familiarizing citizens with new technology, C, developing creative and innovative thinkers, or D, supplementing the labor force of foreign countries? The answer for number 41 is D, supplementing the labor force of foreign countries. Good. That's not a reason to develop human resource, right? If they're going to leave to go somewhere else to gain employment and to build up that country, we want them to stay where they are trained, right? Number 42, which of the following actions may be taken by an employer against workers during an industrial dispute? Is it A, strike, B, sick out, C, lockout, or D, work to rule, right? Even if you don't know this, you're going to use the process of elimination, right? Because you have to make an educated guess even if you don't know. So 42 says, which of the following can the employer, that is the person who has employed the workers, what can they do during an industrial dispute? It can't be a strike because it is employees who normally go on a strike. So we strike that one out, right? It can't be a sick out. A sick out, as if you think about it, it means that it must be the employee who's going to call in sick not to go to work. So we strike out those two. So it's either a lockout or a work to rule. So you're down to two. So the answer for number 42 is, is which of the following actions may be taken by an employer? Remember, by an employer against workers. The answer for number 42 is C. That's a lockout, right? They can actually lock them out so that they cannot come into the workplace. It can't be a work to rule because only employers can take that decision, right? Work to rule is working your exact hours that you are being paid for and you're not doing no overtime. Great. All right. So number 42 is C. Number 43. We're going to 43. All right, great. The statistical data provided by a population census help the government of a country to A, determine its political base, B, secure its maritime borders, C, simplify its immigration policy, or D, plan its development programs. Answer for number 43 is D as in dog. Plans its development programs. That's one of the main reasons for a census, because a census counts the population and see who is employed, who is unemployed, so the government can properly plan for its citizens. Number 44 now. Which of the following conditions does not contribute to employment? Which of the following does not contribute to employment? So one suggested answer does not contribute to unemployment, while the other three contributes to unemployment. Good. Is it A, increase in exports, B, closure of businesses, C, increase in population, or D, inadequate educational facilities? Answer for number 44 that doesn't contribute to unemployment. 44 is A, increase in exports. Increase in exports actually creates employment. Number 45, most Caribbean countries remain producers of primary products mainly because they A, have large forest reserves, B, possess few mineral resources, C, lack of means to process their resources, or D, have labor forces that are largely unskilled. Answer for number 45 is C. They lack the means to process those resources. All right, number 46 now. Many Caribbean countries have laws to restrict the harvesting of some marine animals. This is done mainly to ensure A, the sustainable use of resources, B, the protection of mangroves, C, the control of underwater pollution, or D, conservation of attractions for tourists. So the answer for number 46 is A, the sustainable use of resources, right? Number 47 now. Which of the following activities has the potential to cause the most serious pollution of beaches in the Caribbean? Most serious. So this simply means that some of the suggested answers might cause pollution, where you're looking for the one that is the most serious, right? A, construction of hotels, B, oil spill from tankers, C, unsuitable fishing practices, or D, occurrence of hurricanes and high tides. Good. Most pollution, number 47 is B, oil spill from tankers. That is the one that would cause the most pollution. Number 48 now. Which of the following measures will assist Caribbean countries to develop self-sufficient economies? 3 suggested answers, so you need a combination of 2 or all 3. So I says issuing import licenses for goods which can be produced locally. I says investing in local industries rather than in foreign ones, or I says developing the local agricultural sector. The answer for number 48 is C. That is investing in local industries rather than in foreign ones and developing the local agricultural sector. Those are the possible answers, right? I wouldn't be correct because that wouldn't impact Caribbean countries and their economies really. Number 49. Let's wait for it, right? Number 49 to 50 refer to the following diagram, which shows the population pyramid for country X. So look at the pyramid before looking at the actual questions. So this is a population pyramid showing the age-sex ratio and the percentage, right? So read the population pyramid from top to bottom, right? So we know that those at the base represents the youngest part of the population, and at the pinnacle represents the oldest group within the population. Great. So 49 says, which of the following features of country X may be gathered from the diagram above? Is it A, the size of the population, B, age-sex distribution of the population, C, percentage of births per 1,000 of the population, or D, percentage of population below 5 years of age? Number 49, the answer is B. It shows the age-sex distribution of the population. Right? I even said that while I was looking at the diagram. So from you look at the diagram, you see that that is correct, right? It doesn't show the size of the population. Nowhere in the pyramid it shows the size of the population. So we know that A would be incorrect. Percentage of births per 1,000 of population, that wouldn't be correct because the first part of the pyramid goes from 0 to 9. So it's not specific, right, to birth only, because it goes from 0 to 9. Then B says percentage of population below 5 years old. Nowhere on it says only 5. The first one again is 0 to 9. So that wouldn't be correct. So the only possible answer left is B, age-sex distribution of the population, if we were to use the process of elimination, if you didn't know or you were not sure. Number 50 now says, the age range which makes up the largest group within the population is, just look at the population and look for the largest one. That is easy. Is it A, 0 to 19, B, 30 to 49, C, 50 to 69, or D, 70 and over? So the answer for number 50 is B, 30 to 49. That's the largest section of the population. Easy. 51 now says, between 1958 and 1962, Caribbean governments made an attempt to unify the region politically by A, forming a federation, B, seeking independence, C, establishing CARIFTA, or D, organizing CARICOM. So for 51, you look for the first attempt at integration. That's what it is asking. And the first attempt at integration is federation. So answer for 51 is A, forming a federation. 52 now. Which of the following CARICOM groups is made up of prime ministers, executive presidents, or chief ministers? This is the most powerful organ of CARICOM. Is it A, the Secretariat, B, Common Market Council? Is it C, Heads of Government Conference, or D, Standing Committee of Ministers? Answer for number 52 is C, Heads of Government Conference. That's the most powerful organ of CARICOM. 53. Which of the following is the most important aim of the trading arrangements within CARICOM? Is it A, to promote economic development in the region, B, to increase the markets and revenue of larger territories, C, to ensure that goods from outside the region become cheaper, or is it D, to increase travel and contact among the people of the region? Answer for 53 is A, to promote economic development within the region. Number 54, laptop battery is running low. Give me a minute. Let me get this plugged in so that I can continue this video. All right, great. So now we are at question 54. Which of the following organizations is most likely to be the first to respond in the event of a disaster in the region, right? Is it A, UWI, B, CDB, C, CARDI, or D, CDEMA, right? If you don't know, you can use a process of elimination. So we know it's not UWI, because UWI is a university, so we eliminate that, right? So you are left with B, C, and D, right? CDB, Caribbean Development Bank. So that's out. So the answer, so we're left with CARDI and CDEMA. So we know that for 54, the answer is D, CDEMA, Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Association, right? Number 55. Which of the following actions may hinder integration in CARICOM? Is it A, restrictions on intra-regional trade, B, removal of export duties and tariffs, C, the establishment of a common currency, or D, more funding from Caribbean Development Bank? Answer for 55 is A. It says, which of the following actions may hinder integration? Restrictions on intra-regional trade. So if we're going to put restrictions on the countries within the region to trade, within CARICOM to trade, then we're going to have a problem because people are going to have difficulty trading with each other. And one of the main aims of CARICOM is free movement of goods, you understand, without barriers, and that promotes economic development. So the answer for 55 is A. Let's move now to 56. Which of the following is likely to be a potential benefit of CARICOM to a member state? Is it A, removal of barriers to extra-regional goods, B, movement of skilled people within the region, C, increase access to cheap extra-regional imports, or D, increase trade competition among member states? Answer for 56 is B, movement of skilled people within the region. That's the most likely potential benefit based on the suggestion of answers given. Number 57, which of the following factors is intended to promote trade among CARICOM member states? Is it A, removal of duties on regional goods and services, B, variety of currencies used by CARICOM countries, C, importation of low-cost goods from countries outside the region, or is it D, production of similar goods and services in the various member states? The answer for number 57 is A, removal of duties on regional goods and services. Number 58. Which of the following is least likely to result from industrial development in the Caribbean? Is it A, an increase in exports, B, high standard of living, C, increase in unemployment, or D, an increase in training opportunities? The answer for 58 is C, increase in unemployment, right? That should be least likely from industrial development. Because if there is industrial development, then there is going to be an increase in employment, right? Number 59 now. Item 59 refers to the following statement. CARICOM countries need to pool their skilled human resources. The most likely result of such action, so if human resources are pooled together, what is the most likely action? Is it A, speeding up of the rate of brain drain, B, a reduction in the need for foreign experts, C, a reduction in workers' wages and salaries, or D, an increase in the spending of foreign exchange? So if Trinidad can get somebody from Jamaica to come and fill a gap in Trinidad or to pick up an employment opportunity in Trinidad, that's going to be good because you are going to employ our regional brothers and sisters instead of looking outside. Good. So the answer for 59 is B, a reduction in the need for foreign experts because we can get those experts regionally. All right. So the final question now, number 60. Which of the following does the Caribbean Court of Justice, which is the CCJ, perform for all its members? Remember that only countries in the region that are republics use the Caribbean Court of Justice as their final appellate court. Those that have constitutional monarchy, like Jamaica, we use the Privy Council in the UK as our final appellate court. Countries like Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago uses the Caribbean Court of Justice as their final appeal court. But all of us in the region use the CCJ for a specific purpose. So they're asking you, what is that purpose? Is it A, supervises the electoral processes in CARICOM member states, B, determines rates and tariffs for CARICOM member states, C, arbitrates disputes relating to the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, or D, acts as the highest appeal court in civil and criminal matters? The answer for number 60 is C, arbitrates disputes relating to the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas. So it's used as a trade court for all CARICOM territories. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, and I wish you all the best in your exam. I'm hoping to do a paper 3 one of these days when I get some time.